Alright guys, how's it going? I'm just gonna make sure we're live right now. I know it's early. I just wanted to get on here and talk about a few different things with you guys. It's been months and months and months since I've gone live. It's been quite a while actually. So let me try to get to my own channel here. They keep changing this YouTube app to the point where, okay, there we go. We are live. We are live. It's Jay, Wazy Keys. How's it going, guys? Be sure to like the stream. It's very early. We are going to struggle to get people in here. I promise we are going to struggle to get some viewers in here. Not a lot of people are up. 48 people. How's it going? More than I expected, actually. So good for us, I guess. 58 people. Guys, be sure to like the stream because it's going to help people find it. Right now, we're looking at the satellite imagery. Look at that. Really, really cool there. Not a lot's going on. Not a lot is going on. So that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. We have a little bit of activity there, kind of near Central America, near south of Cuba. Obviously, some storminess moving offshore of Texas and Louisiana. Very, very small there. You can see that. And then also offshore of Africa, we have those waves moving off. But let me tell you, those ones are going to struggle because the dry air is absolutely out of control. Everybody's in here. How's it going? Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Here's the dry air. My favorite thing about this is it actually looks like Salt Bay's arm. Like, look at that. Doesn't that look like Salt Bay? Come on now. I literally was like shocked. Like it's amazing how much this resembles. Like the shoulders right there. Uh the rest of the arms here, the elbows here, the forearm is here, and then the hand. Obviously, you can tell where it is. It's Salt Bay. It is Salt Bay. Don't tell me it's Salt Bay, guys. Please. I don't want to be the only one, but definitely there's a lot of dry air throughout the entire Atlantic here. As you can see, just from the Gulf, the Caribbean, all the way across the main development region, there is tons of dust. Tons of dust. Salt Bay is here to rescue us because any tropical system that moves through this thick area of dust is going to have trouble. Now, I wanted to mention a few announcements as well. That is Salt Bay. I mean, come on now. A couple announcements. One, I have good news, and then two is kind of like a little bit of drama. I don't want to get too into it, but that's gonna have to wait for a second. I want to as many people in here as possible for that. First off, the plaque came. If you guys were paying attention, I was posting about how I never got my 100,000 subscriber plaque, and I was kind of wondering about that. Well, I messaged YouTube. They mentioned that it's on the way. I have my plaque. So honestly, that is an achievement not just for me, but for everybody, obviously, that helped grow this channel, which includes every single one of those 100,000, now 150,000 subscribers. So I appreciate every single one of you. For the drama, uh, I think it's probably a really bad idea to get into this. Somebody kind of gave me a nudge and let me know this was going on. Um, I don't watch any other YouTubers. I just want to mention that. There's a few guys that I like a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, and pretty much every single weather YouTuber I like. So some of the OGs, if you will, would be David Schlauhauer. He's been in the game a long time, and we've had some drama in the past with some issues that happened years ago. But we've put that in the past. You know, mature people, they can get past things, and that's what we've managed to do. You know, I like David a lot. I know he made mistakes, but people do stupid things, and I think he acknowledges that. So there's no drama with David, thankfully. Me and David are at a very good place. There's MBGC combo, or is it MGBC combo? I don't know. He's another really good one. And even Ryan Hall, up and coming guy. I mean, I love Ryan Hall. Me and him have even talked on the phone. You know, we're very, very close. Um, I even love the Weatherman Plus. If you guys know him, he used to do a lot of live streams and everything, and I've paid close attention to his channel, and I like his channel a lot, and I like him as a person a lot. I like what he's trying to do. I like how he brings a different side of things. Obviously, he's a really religious person, and he brings that side of it to the weather YouTube, and it's just super interesting. And I actually, out of everybody, all the weather YouTubers, I watch his videos the most. You know, I find them pretty interesting, and he's really good at finding things that, you know, most people don't know about yet, but he's kind of looked at the models and figured out, okay, this might happen. So he's one of those people that can get on it very, very early. Unfortunately, some drama has started from him. I'm not even going to say I'm involved because I didn't really, I'm kind of hands off on this. I'm bringing this up because it's just beyond like I just have to kind of talk about it. And Weatherman Plus, if you're watching this, I don't want any any beef. Really, like this is a weather community. This is a weather YouTube channel. I've been doing this for years. Well, in the early days, had a few problems. Haven't really had any problems recently at all. Um, until I guess this happened, and I just want to clear up a few things. So most of what I'm gonna say right now is gonna be about like what he had a problem with that I did, and I'm gonna briefly talk about some things that he's done. So he had a problem with this thumbnail. This is an interesting thumbnail because this is a little bit of a confession, but I've reused this thumbnail actually. So this is not a brand new thumbnail. This is a thumbnail that I've been using for years. And this comes from a time when I had limited weather symbols available to me. So I bought a larger package as of recently that brings me better symbols. But this one, if for instance, I could only get category 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, none without numbers. So what I did is I picked the pink one, the category 5 one. I wasn't really paying too much attention to the category 5 one when I first made it. But in that video that I made, I did make it a point to mention that I do expect a lot of major hurricanes to be possible, possibly a category 5 somewhere in the Atlantic. I get that it could be taken as a little bit overkill. I do understand that. But I just wanted to come out with kind of what this is. And I use this not on a video to talk about an actual storm that's happening, if that makes sense. So I'm not like saying, okay, a category 5 hurricane is happening right now, or like a hurricane's ongoing, and then I use this thumbnail. This is used for hurricane season discussions. For instance, this live stream would be one that I would use this type of thumbnail on. There isn't an active storm right now, but I'm using it to describe the entire season as a whole because I expect potentially major hurricanes to be crossing the Atlantic, for instance. Heading eastward, that's where they head. Potentially northeastward, potentially into the Gulf. That is usually where they head, the more major ones. That is the purpose of this thumbnail. And to my knowledge, that is not how Weatherman Plus perceived this thumbnail. I don't know if somebody nodded this to him, if somebody told him about this thumbnail, like, oh, hey, you have to check it out. Whatever. I know there's drama going on other places. I don't pay attention to it. This video, for instance, had a particularly high amount of dislikes, so I'm guessing there was some publicity somewhere about this. I'm just not aware of where it was, and I have no interest of searching either. So I just want to show you what was said, because I think this is a misunderstanding in my opinion. So this is what Weatherman Plus said. Again, really good guy. I don't have any problem with him, and I hope we can just resolve this and get past this. So here's what he said.
You gotta go see his video. He's very good at what he does. You need to watch for who you watch for these tropics guys, because not only is people doing all kind of clickbaiting and fear mongering. Look at this. This is the other day. This person did a hurricane outlook, and he put it as a Cat 5 major hurricane, either going towards the southeast or towards Florida. That right there is awful. But like I said, David.
So why I think this is a misunderstanding is because it seems as though he thinks I'm talking about an actual storm that's actually happening. And that's definitely not the case. And this entire video actually that he uploaded was about just a hurricane season update. He was talking a lot about an active storm in the Pacific as well. So this is not about an active storm at all. Again, I think I've explained what this thumbnail is, and I guess since it's causing a lot of drama, I will refrain from using this one that shows a 5 there on the category or the hurricane symbol there. Obviously. Also, another thing I don't like is it looks like he's enhanced the color here on this thumbnail to make it look more intense. Obviously, here's my original version of this thumbnail. It shows more of like a pink, not as dark red, and he makes it look a lot more ominous than it already does. I don't appreciate that either, and I don't know if that's intentional or not. Um, but I definitely think that that paints like a not very accurate portrayal of what it is and what it's supposed to be. So I just wanted to hop on here and show that. Obviously, I'm hoping that this gets because I don't know how to reach out privately to Weatherman Plus, but I hope that he sees this. I hope that he understands kind of where it's coming from, and that obviously, I don't appreciate the negative light that's been shined on this. Um, Another thing I wanted to mention, and this is not to call anybody out, but the person who had a problem with this thumbnail also happens to be the person who posted this thumbnail just like recently. So I think we can all do a lot better. All of us, whether YouTubers, everybody, I think everybody can do better. Because honestly, when I first saw this, I thought there was like three mega typhoons about to hit the southeastern and Gulf states. It looks like three separate storms. I know what he's going for here, in that it starts out in the very bottom right of this screen and heads up to the top right, and he's not saying there's going to be three different storms, but it from the viewer's perspective, this is going to look like there's three different hurricanes, and not only that, very major hurricanes. I don't exactly know which hurricane this is, and I was trying to figure it out, but it's certainly one of the bigger ones, and it looks a lot like Katrina. It also looks a lot like um, Hurricane Matthew as well, I believe is one that it looks like. So I think really what I'm trying to get at is that we can all do better. I mean, 22-foot waves for the Gulf states, 23-foot waves for Jamaica. This is ridiculous. And even Category 5s, usually the waves are only about 12 to 17 feet tall. So you're going beyond what a tip like. I hope everybody understands. I'm at a loss for words. Um, and again, I'm not trying to call anybody out, but I'm trying to kind of counter um, the light that's been painted on this thumbnail, and maybe we can all take this as a lesson to all do better. Really, I mean, I obviously have heard the what people have been saying, and I'm gonna try not to use. Well, I'm definitely not gonna use this exact thumbnail again. And I'm gonna use the one that I've been using more recently, actually, which I wish I could go find that for you guys. But well, actually, I can. But let's see. All right. So, for instance, um, this is one that I made more recently.
All right,
I might
guys,
have even
how's
made
it
this
going?
thumbnail this year. This thumbnail, you see how it has no number? That's how I prefer it. So this is my newer symbols that I just recently got. You notice it has four kind of bands heading off of it instead of three. It's a total, or two actually. So it's four instead of two. This is a completely different um, package of symbols. So this is what I've been using more recently. Um, and that kind of proves that it's not my preference to use um, the the category 5 symbol. Like, obviously that isn't really my preference. And you see I used the pink one again. I was looking for the color, not the category, when I first made that original thumbnail. So I'm going to try to read some comments. Let's see. Again, guys, I'm not trying to start any drama, really. Like, I really appreciate I mean, I think if you guys were here earlier, like I was talking about how much I appreciate Weatherman Plus. I watch his content, I like it, and obviously that was shocking to see for me, because in the past, actually, I've heard him say great things as well. Um, so it's really disappointing. I still like his content a lot. I think we can all do better with the thumbnails, but let's be real. The thumbnails typically don't really resemble exactly what's inside the video, because the thumbnail's purpose is to kind of portray in one picture everything that happens in a 10-minute video. And that's pretty hard to do, especially when it comes to weather. To try to put it all in one piece, usually I use the overall forecast and add a little bit of stuff in there, and that's that. But people have trouble making thumbnails that portray what they're trying to say in a 10-minute video. You know what I mean? It's one frame, one picture. Anyway, I hope everybody understands. Like, if anybody has any comments on everything I just said, let me know, please. Like, am I deciphering whether I've heard of him? Yeah. Do is what I'm saying make sense? Like, is my argument good here or what? 'Cause, like, I'm really like this is all happening this morning. Yeah, I'm pretty confused. So, by the way, for everybody that because everybody started joining in when I started talking about the drama. One last time, Weatherman Plus, I don't have any problems with you, and I understand that it could have been a misunderstanding, and we can totally move past this with no issues. Um, I would love to hear from you, so if you do end up watching this, be sure to leave a comment and let me know you're here. Maybe even we could privately chat as well if you'd like to talk about it, but definitely let me know. There doesn't have to be any drama beyond what's already been done, so we can end this right now. We're talking about the satellite now, and as you can see, there is some areas of storminess there offshore of Africa, also in the Gulf of Mexico there as well. We do see a lot of storminess there. We can see some of that moving offshore of Texas and Louisiana. We don't expect any tropical activity anytime soon just because of the fact that there's so much dry air and dust. There's a lot going on, guys. There is a lot going on. We got the dust here. This is really, really, really um, hindering this hurricane season. We see a lot of this offshore of Africa. Look at the golds, the whites. This is really, really strong and intense here, and this really just stops tropical activity for the most part for the time being. Um, so for now, that is kind of where we're at. We're still pretty much at a standstill. There is some areas of interest, especially offshore of Africa, but you just saw where the dust is. It's not really going to have too much of a chance. Let's take a look at the sea surface temperatures as well. And here we go. We see that in the Atlantic, look at the MDR, it's cooled down quite a bit. So, um, kind of an interesting fact here is that this could also slow down the hurricane season. So, the way the hurricane season has progressed recently, it seems like it might be moving towards a kind of quieter hurricane season potentially than originally expected, just because of everything kind of heading in that direction. We see some warmer waters offshore of the East Coast. And then we see, let's see, a La Nina heading in. So that is one thing that does definitely favor um, the hurricane season being a little bit more intense. Look at this chart that shows our ENSO, and you can see it's just deep diving there towards the end around July 20th today. So definitely heading in a direction of a more intense hurricane season potentially. So that's where we're at as of right now. I wanted to take a look at one more thing. I want to take a look at actually the MDR here on this chart, main development region. Yeah, and look at how cold it is, guys. So we definitely have like this negative MDR that's just kind of staying that way. It just cannot go positive. Like it's just stuck where it's at. And this is where we're at. If this goes positive, we could have a better chance at a more active hurricane season. But for now, it's been very quiet. And let me tell you, trying to make every single day make an upload during this type of weather pattern is extremely difficult. It is extremely difficult. And actually, me and Ryan Hall were recently talking about that, how insanely difficult the weather has been to talk about, because it's, you know, it's hard to come up with topics like this. I wake up every single morning and I'm like, what in the world am I going to talk about today? Seriously. Because if I talk about the heat wave, which is obviously notable, it's not really going to make sense to talk about it the very next day because there's not really any updated information yet. I don't want to recycle that. You know what I mean? I'm trying to come up with new stuff. So I kind of I try to mix it up as much as possible, but when there's only like one or two things or maybe even zero things sometimes going on in the weather world, it is very difficult. But we always get by. There's um, very typically there is periods like this throughout the year, especially in the fall time around November. And then also in the springtime around March and April, there can be quieter periods when there's no severe weather. So this is not something unheard of, but it's definitely kind of weird for late July. Last year was obviously a lot of tropical activity, so there was nothing like this going on. You know, every single day I had a video topic, but it's the opposite right now. I'm thankful people are safe, but it is difficult to make videos in this type of a pattern. Does anybody have anything they want me to talk about while I'm here? There's 115 people here. Thank you for being here. Sorry to talk about the drama, guys. I hate that. I really hate that. But I felt like it was worth mentioning because I'm hoping what this can do is just clear it up. Usually that's not how it goes, but I'm not sure it's Jay. It seems like a lot of people are talking about a lot of random stuff in there. Obviously, I can't control what's going on in the comments. Just gotta let people talk. Let's see. Anything you guys want me to talk about before I head out? No, I'm not talking about that. I, like I try to stay like very, very on topic with just like the weather that I pay attention to. I get a lot of comments like that, a lot of people talking about that, but I never really, dive into that. I feel like there's plenty of people already doing that too, so it's not really my realm. I know there's a lot of YouTubers who talk about that type of stuff. It's just not what my channel's about at all. Let's see. Best weather guy, thank you. No, thank you guys. Thank you guys. 2021 hurricane prediction. If you're talking about just like the hurricane season overall, um, the big update is just kind of basically, well, okay, so the big update is that I have my plaque in. So I kind of lost my train of thought there. The big update is that I have my plaque, and I forgot to mention that again. Only a few people were in here, but the plaque for 100,000 subscribers did come in. I had mentioned that a few times to you guys, and it finally did come in. So I thank you all for kind of everybody went after YouTube and was like, "Hey, Direct Weather didn't get his 100,000 plaque," and it definitely got their attention. So I thank everybody for that. So some bigger updates as well. Just this dust is around, but it does look to be clearing up a little bit. So there could be some activity around 10 days out, beginning of August timeframe. So we will be watching very closely for that. Obviously, uh, some other big news is that our first off our ENSO, this is the biggest one, is cooling down because this heading towards La Nina definitely encourages a more active hurricane season. So we're going to be watching extremely closely for that. And then also I mentioned that our MDR is cooling as well, which kind of encourages a little bit of a slower hurricane season. So there's all these different conflicting factors coming in. Oh, and it makes it so fun to try to forecast because there's so many different things going on that are completely conflicting. And it's probably the most difficult situation to be in. When all of them are pointing towards one thing, it's much easier than if they're all pointing in totally opposite directions. This has been fun, guys. I'm glad I hopped on here. I wanted to talk about the 100,000 plaque with you guys. I was waiting and waiting and waiting. Definitely wanted to talk about the hurricane season with you guys. Uploaded my fall forecast today, so I couldn't do that. So go check that out, by the way. And then obviously this drama got started today, apparently, or whenever it got started. And I just wanted to kind of close that book, close that chapter, because I felt like it was genuinely a misunderstanding for sure. So I just wanted to clear that up 100%. And I hope I did a good job of doing so. Um, let's see. So I'm gonna be heading out in just a moment, guys. I have not been paying attention to Japanese weather. I don't know if I ever have. So could this be a 2013 2.0? If I remember correctly, 2013 was a neutral ENSO. Um, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, 2013 was definitely a neutral ENSO. Definitely on the negative side of things, but very, very neutral. Very close to that 0.0. I think we're going to be a little bit further negative than that. There is definitely some similarities, but we had that blob out in the the Pacific, if you guys remember that. Weatherman Plus here. Oh, I think just Mark, if that's your real name, Mark. I think what happened was one time you tried to advertise your stream on my stream, and my mods know to block anybody who does that. So that's probably what happened. I think I remember that happening, so I apologize for that. Uh, if you're still here, I hope you saw the parts, where I just kind of quickly discussed everything. I really like your content. I really like you. I like your message. I think you're a really good guy and you mean well. I remember your videos that you posted. It was probably like a year or two ago. You were talking really highly of my channel as well and me, and I don't think anything's really changed. And I really like your content. I like what you do, and I mean nothing by it. I really don't. I just wanted to kind of clarify my position on the kind of subject matter, if you will, the things that were mentioned in your video. In my, as far as like I'm aware, this has been mentioned in other places as well, so it's not just you. But I kind of just wanted to address that since I consider you to be, somebody I look up to in the weather community. I think you're a really good guy and you make good content. So that's that. I hope you rewind and check it out just to kind of see where I'm at. I guess I just got a super chat. I meant to turn that off. Um, so if you're still here, let us know. But if not, you can privately reach out to me. 100%. Let's see. What in the world was that? Oh, new subscriber. Gotcha. I forgot all about this stuff. Forgot all about this stuff. Now, where was I? Hopefully, Weatherman Plus is still here. People were asking, is the category 5? And I had to explain that there was none. I never mentioned your name. Okay, well, you might not have said like direct weather, but you did very specifically say, be careful who you guys watch. No, definitely no harm was done. I just wanted to kind of clarify just in case any of my followers were watching your channel, and then they kind of have because obviously my followers, I never got any comments about it. Nobody really batted an eye. So at that point, if they watch your channel and then hear you say, be careful who you guys watch, category 5 heading towards the United States. This is, I forget what you said. You might have said it's terrible or something like that. When people hear that, that's when, that could sway somebody's opinion pretty easily. So that's just why I wanted to address it and kind of explain the thumbnail. It doesn't mean a category 5 hurricane's coming. It's a seasonal forecast. So what it means is that stronger hurricanes could be happening. That was my original intent, but I didn't even really mean to use the category 5 one. That's just all the symbols I used to have back then. So this category 5 one right here is the only symbol that I had that was pink back then. I have a newer one now, which I think, yeah, this one. So this is the one that I use now, which has no number. And this thumbnail I made this year. This one is one that I've reused that I've had for about 2 years now. So that's why the symbols look a little bit different. So hope that clears it up for you. I know, I think it was a misunderstanding. I think you took it a little differently than it was intended, and obviously there's a lot of information there and a lot of facts that just weren't known to anybody except myself that is now out in the open. So I hope that gives you a better understanding of where this came from. Yeah. And I hope it changes your opinion a little bit on what this is, basically. What this is. I told the viewers I would choose to not use this one anymore, just because obviously now it's been used a couple times. It's a little bit old, and also I don't necessarily want it to have the category 5 or the 5 logo on it. So that's just where I'm at. So again, like I said, I hope you rewind. I think, and something I really wanted to just punch home is, I think a lot of us weather YouTubers can do better. We've all made thumbnails that are a little bit, some better than others. So let me put it that way. Some are better than others. Some are a little bit, yeah. You see what I mean? So I think everybody would know that this one's a lot better because it doesn't have a category 5 on it. So I've been trying to improve for years because this has been something I've been going through for a very, very long time. Had my channel since 2018, I want to say. So yeah, definitely, definitely, been down this road. Mark donated $20. Thank you so much, man. God bless you and your channel. I do hope there was no harm done to your channel. I take you as my friend. I definitely take you as my friend as well. And I appreciate the kind words. Next time I see you live or something like that, I promise the $20 will be coming back your way. But I do appreciate it. Like I said, I have nothing but high regards for your channel. I really enjoy your content. I think you bring an interesting, uh, obviously additional like religious side to it that's pretty interesting, and I think a lot of people enjoy that a lot, and it's super interesting and obviously true to who you are. Um, and I have no problem with you or your channel. So yeah, glad we were able to definitely resolve all of that. Anyway, guys, I've already talked about everything I wanted to talk about with the hurricane season. Um, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this live stream, because obviously there was a lot going on. The $100,000 plaque, or $100,000, 100,000 subscriber. I wish it was a $100,000 plaque. That'd be pretty awesome too. But yeah, the 100,000 subscriber plaque, and then also just everything going on with the hurricane season. There's a lot going on today that needed to be addressed. By the way, like I said, I would have made a video talking about the hurricane season, but we uploaded the fall forecast today, so be sure to go check that out, guys. I'm gonna end this stream here because it's already almost 9 a.m. So gotta get started with my morning. Um, definitely, a lot was learned today. I think a lot was learned. It's really good when a lot of people can't get past things or like resolve things, and I love when people can just work through things. I mean, when did we lose that, guys? Seriously, talk about things. Don't take it personally, and just obviously with just go straight for it and resolve the issue. Don't let it go, but at the same time, like, yeah, especially on the internet, it gets crazy, but it's good to see a little hope in humanity here. Mark, I hope you have a great day as well. Definitely, I think you're a great guy, and it's been actually a pleasure talking to you. So, hope to see more videos from you soon, more great videos. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you haven't already and you're interested, for some reason, this stream has been all over the place, but if for some reason you are interested in subscribing after watching this mess of a stream that you just watched, be sure to subscribe. I would definitely appreciate it regardless. Thank you so much for watching, everybody.